Power in Your Voice is a TV show that will give you empowerment, inspiration, and definitely motivation. It's here to inspire you to be the better version of yourself. The Power in Your Voice is a platform that is going to inspire you to tap into your power that you hold, the purpose that you hold, and the mission that you are truly here in your mind to do. It's going to help you acknowledge who you are, what you are, and who you should become. Power. The power of worth, elevation, evolving, resistance. I push through the pain to get to the power. I keep going to get this power. I knew that it was given to me by grace and to know my purpose. You get pushed through this pain to get to this power. That tends to give a divine scar, but the power gives you reinforcement. Pushing past the pain to let your voice be heard. Pushing past your fears to let your voice be heard. How much faith do you know to overcome your fears? You have blessing to someone to hear. There's a message in your words. There's a power in your voice. Keep pushing through your pain to keep that power. I keep my faith over fear to have the power in my voice to be heard. You have the power. You are resilient and you have the strength. Your voice is powerful and you need to know that you're powerful. Hold on to that power. Hold on to that power. Hold on to that power, which is the power in your voice. Use it to stand by grace. Use it to know your worth. And use it to be ready to show your knowledge. The power in your voice. A platform to be defined, which is inspiring, which is impeccable to give you knowledge, and which is a place for you to grow, to be walking in your purpose, being very amazing. The power in your voice. Hold on to that.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to The Power in Your Voice. I am your host, Sheena Gadan, better known as the Lady Behind the Mask. And today we have the awesome Miss Natalie in the building. She is today nominee, D.A.G Award nominee interviewee for today. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So, can you introduce yourself to the audience of who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. I'm Nadia Francois. I am a visionary author, a publisher, and I am the CEO of Aries International, which hosts several other brands that I am the curator and owner of. And I am super excited to be here. I am from the great state of Louisiana. I began writing books in the year of 2017, and I published my first book in 2020. So I'm excited to be a part of the Distinguished Authors Guild Awards and just happy to have our publications out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, can you tell us what got you into writing? What made you become an author?
So the need to heal, pretty much. Of course, my first book was an entrepreneur's workbook. So I'm one, even in business, I tend to try to fulfill needs that I need my own self, right? And so back in that time, there was a need for business plan development. People were growing their businesses. And as I started out as an entrepreneur at the age of 19, so I had a lot of years to, fail forward and bring in some of that experience and knowledge. And so I had a nonprofit organization and we mentor women. And that book was a tool in the nonprofit. And so after that, I got into my first anthology, which was Visionary by another author. And so I loved it so much because it was an opportunity to tell your story, but you didn't have to write a full book. You didn't have to put everything out there. You can just do bits and pieces. And so I really enjoyed that. And I thought that, that would be a great addition to my brand because I was around so many women and empowering women through my organization that it would be a great, thing to do. And it has definitely been that.
That is so awesome. Now, a lot of times during this journey, we learn a lot of things about ourselves. What do you
Mhm.
feel was your most challenging moments writing your book?
Um, getting into that quiet place. I'm a single mom. I have been for the past 16 years. And so being able to digress, right? And get into that creative space because you can't really I can't speak for anyone else, but I can't really get my words out the way that I want them. I mean, I can throw some stuff on the paper, but when you're passionate about something, you want it to be how you really feel. You want it to be in excellence and greatness, and just getting into that space, right? And then being able to stay there, to complete the assignment. So just
Absolutely.
digressing and becoming one with the pad and pen because I'm a write. I like to write. I don't like to type. I type it
Um,
after I write it.
I do the same thing as pen to paper first and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
get to typing. So I totally agree. So, it's a lot of authors, or shall I say, it's a lot of people that have stories, but they're afraid to put it on paper. What
yeah.
advice would you give to the fellow authors or, entrepreneurs that's behind you that are fighting with themselves about doing it?
Go for it, right? Like I said earlier, fail forward. It nothing beats a failure but a try is what I was growed up on. My dad always said that if you don't try, you'll never know if you can do it, right? And failure is just another level to getting to, success. So you have to go through things in order to know if you can really do it. So go ahead, put your best foot forward. Start small though. Don't think you have to do it all in one day or 1 week or 1 month or 1 year, right? But starting is the first step, just getting started. And the way to get started is to start jotting down your ideas. Start right. If it's a business, write down your business ideas. If it's a book, write down the ideas that you have for the book. And then you go deeper every time you visit that page. So, just do it, y'all. Just do it.
Like you said, like Nike, just do it, right?
Yeah.
So, I like going back to the question about us learning ourselves. What do you feel that you learned about yourself during your journey of writing?
I learned my tolerance level. I learned my tolerance level. Because sometimes we can think that we can do something right, or that we can, maintain a certain thing or whatever. And when you really get into it, it's like, what I do? But, with God, all things are possible. And, the journey is all about learning yourself and, you know, making those good changes that impact your life and others. When you are in a leadership role, when you are in a role where people are looking up to you for whatever, you have to at least have a hold of yourself. And so just knowing what I can tolerate, what I can't, because being a mom and being an author, two different things. We gonna tolerate the most as a mom because that's our seed, and we know that we're
Mhm.
growing and nurturing them. But at the same time, so is our business and our authorship, right? Because we have to go through all of the bumps and lumps that come with it. But, as far as adding more stuff for me, because as creatives, we can just pile it on, right? We'll be
Right.
like, okay, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do this. And so, just knowing what I can tolerate as far as people, because it comes with it. And then also the capacity, right? How much can you take on and still be efficient?
Absolutely. So, how did you feel when you found out and opened that email that you are nominated for the DAG Awards?
Oh my God, I was so excited. I'm still excited. It's an honor just for someone to recognize what you do, and what you have done. And so just having my literary contributions, viewed as something good is an amazing feeling.
Absolutely. So, who in the author world inspired your career?
I I can't really say that
She
it
said, I
was
don't
someone.
have anyone. Okay.
Yeah, I can't, not saying that there aren't any great, inspirations out there, but none of them really inspired me to personally write or publish. It was really God saying to move this way. Once I started um actually writing, because of course it's a journey in itself even to start writing. It started as journaling. And so, and like I said, it was a healing for me. Writing my story, writing parts of my story, um, really was a healing process for me. And then just publishing them and getting other women's perspective was the bonus. And so it was just really God telling me to put it out there. There's women that need to hear this. And so, like I said, there are some wonderful, great authors that I do, follow or that are inspiring. But the writing part for me was just pushed through from healing, God's plan, and my, will to just want to see other women win.
Absolutely. So, what's next for you?
So next for me, I have um, part two of the What's Your Superpower anthology that we are recruiting co-authors for. So women that have a story of overcoming adversity, utilizing their God-given superpower. We are looking for you. This book is also it's almost a triple threat. Like I said earlier about us piling stuff on, right? So
Mhm.
the book, of course, is the anthology, and then this rip, since this is volume two, we always got to add a little bit. We're adding the docu series, and so
Mm.
the authors are going to record an interview with myself, and we are going to talk about their part in the story. I mean, their part in their story in the book, and just get to know them a little bit better. A lot of times we get the books, of course, the
Mhm.
author's bio is in there. They've told a part of their story, but it's still like, I need to talk to her. I need to see her. You can feel the passion. You can feel what they went through. You can feel the overcoming all when you literally speak to people. And so the docu-series is a part of that project. And then I've been going back and forth about the What's Your Superpower Summit.
Okay.
So, if we do that, it will be in April 2024. The What's Your Superpower Summit will be virtual, and I'm thinking about doing an in-person portion, of course, because I just like to touch people and meet them and see them, and it's just so good. But
Absolutely.
yeah, that's what I have going on right now. Of course, I have we have our prayer book launching in a couple of weeks, Powerful Women, Powerful Prayers. And so those are out for pre-sale. Our hardcovers are out for pre-sale right now. So yeah, just always something going on. Always. I'ma always have something going on, thank God. But yeah, just working, girl.
Definitely. This a lady with many hats. That's why I have to ask, what's next? Because it's always, I'll tell you, I'll be seeing you. And I'm like, did she sleep?
Barely, but I get my beauty rest.
Do you have your book with you?
Yes. This one?
Can we get a snippet?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna just give a little background of this book. It's called A Mother's Prayer. I think we were nominated for two books in the awards, which was, of course, What's Your Superpower Anthology Volume 1, and then this book, A Mother's Prayer. Well, let's see. A
There you go.
Mother's Prayer, Love Letters to My Daughter. And so this book came about because during COVID, one of my best friends that I literally grew up in their house while my mom was at work. And her mom passed due to
Mm,
COVID. And so it hit me really hard because, like I said, she was like my mom too. We are both only children, and so we've been a support to each other for a very long time, since third grade. That's 30 over 30 years of
mm,
friendship. And so it hit me really hard when she passed. Um, and I was like, what would she would have had to say to her daughter?
mm.
And so that just sparked up this whole mother, like, love letters to my daughter. So I put it out there, and so many women, I think we had about 20 something women on this book. I think you're in here. You are
I
in here.
am.
You are in here. And so we had so many. This is the back with all the women on there that we had a part of this book. So I'll read the dedication. How about that?
That'll work.
All right. This book is dedicated to God's daughters all over this world. Sometimes the circumstances of life prevent what may be the proper or appropriate time to share certain dialogue with the ones we love. And this book allows mothers and daughters to put some things into perspective. The knowledge, wisdom, and strength of 30 female authors are found throughout this book to encourage, inspire, and testify the journey of a woman. No matter the walk of life, any woman that is a daughter or mother can relate to the message of this publication. God has promises for his daughters, and the letters in this book bring clarity and truth to trusting God and walking in faith by faith. So that is what this book is about. I also want to mention I don't have a daughter, right? So
Right.
that is the weirdest part of it, but it is the most empowering part because I had my mother contribute.
Okay.
In, yeah, since I couldn't. So yeah, it's a great
Oh,
book. I love it. It's a tearjerker though.
it is.
So
It is.
y'all, I cried so much compiling this book. I cried so much, but it's wonderful.
It's wonderful, and somebody needed to hear, because somebody might not be getting along with their daughter, might need to hear some things that
Yeah.
might make them work out some things, or there might be a
Yeah, because
daughter
a
that might
lot of
not be
the
getting with her
ladies,
father.
absolutely, because some of the ladies have lost their daughters and they were
Mhm.
writing letters to them. Some of the ladies had lost their mother and they
Mhm.
were writing. So it's good. It's a really good book. I'm really proud of that one.
It is. It is. So, leave us with a something inspirational for the week, and tell them how to contact you, work with you, and how to find you.
Yes, ma'am. So, something inspirational for the week. Um, I'll say this. Always start your day off with a devotion, a meditation, a time for you and God to connect every morning. This is important, especially to my mothers, ladies that are mothers, but everyone in general. Start your day off with the time for devotion, because what it does is it commands your day. And so that leaves no room for the enemy to come in and disturb you or break your focus, right? Because that's all what it's all about, being able to distract you and keep you from going into your purpose. And so that is the first tip. And then the second tip for the week is plan, plan, plan. Write your to-do list, y'all. That is a very essential part of success in business, authorship, life, because you don't necessarily need a business to have to write stuff down and plan stuff out. You have to do that in your personal life as well. And you will see that it will take you farther and it will boost your confidence because you're accomplishing things, right? And so, and you have a tracking of it. You've written it down and then you've checked it off. And so that makes it all the better. It boosts you up and make you ready for what's next. So keep going, ladies. If you have not stepped out, go ahead and do it. Put that best foot forward and go for it.
Now, how do they connect with you, work with you, follow you, all the above?
So I made it very simple to connect with me and follow me. You can go right to www.nadiafrancois.com, and all of my links are there to my social media and all of the upcoming projects I have going on, my coaching program, my beauty line, all of that is available right there, nadiafrancois.com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. As always, I thank you for stopping by to the Power in Your Voice. It's always a blessing. My doors are always open, Nadia.
Love you. Thank you, Queen.
Always, always. So I thank everyone for tuning in. This has been the Power in Your Voice. I have been your host, Sheena Gadon, better known as the Lady Behind the Mask. I am found on Facebook as the Lady Behind the Mask or Sheena Gadon, on Instagram, the Lady Behind the Mask 22. Or you can email me at sheenamastermotivation@gmail.com, or you can find my website at www.sheenamastermotivation.com. Thank you and have a great night. Life struggles. When life tries to fight you back, you have to be ready to fight back. You have to be ready to stand your ground and be able to. Unfortunately, life is and bold. We learned that there are people that do not want to see you rise. They rather see you fall and be defeated. The strength that you